locali sta parcheggiando, quindi siamo 2 minuti in ritardo. Poi iniziamo comunque.
Sì. Buongiorno.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Welcome, everybody, to this presentation of the Aruba.it Racing Ducati team. Thank you for being here. Many thanks to all of you. I'd like to greet also all the people who are following us online on Aruba Racing channel and on live streaming platforms. It's a great honor for me to be here because you are here as well, and of course because we are at this fantastic venue. At Sky Channel, they always told me not to say that I'm in a fantastic venue as a general term. So in this case, I would like to say that I'm in this fantastic circuit instead. Today, together with us, in this fantastic circuit full of great emotions, there's a particular detail, and I'm referring to the tower, the Aruba Tower, and that's why I called to the floor the president of the circuit, Mr. Uberto Selvatico Estense, and the CEO of Aruba and team principal of Aruba, Mr. Cecconi, Stefano Cecconi. Good morning. So, President, let's start from this fantastic circuit. You are the host, so I ask you to please introduce this place. So first of all, thank you and a very warm welcome. We have the president of the Motor Valley, Mr. Domenicali, with us today. So we are very glad and delighted to see you here. And we hope this will be a long-term partnership, of course. And this, of course, strengthens the relationship with Ducati. There are many supporters of Ducati here in Imola, as you know. Well, so we've already mentioned the history of this place, but talking about current news, let's talk about this news that will be an important feature of this circuit for the upcoming season. Yes, good morning, first of all, and welcome everybody. Last year, during the round here in Imola, which has always been the closest for us, and for Ducati, of course. Well, I was saying last year, we talked about starting a partnership and using the tower for this partnership. The circuit does not only mean races. There are many other events that are held in here. So we didn't want to just limit our presence to the races, but we wanted to have a permanent partnership also for all of the other events. So we would like to make the most of this fantastic place also for our customers and partners. So yeah, let's hope it's going to be a long-term relationship. Yeah, you mentioned the events. So I now grab another mic. So there you go. Yeah, as Stefano said, the circuit is actually a symbol for this city, and it has a very strong bond with this territory. We organize over 100 events throughout the year in this city. They give us a great international visibility, not only in the sector of motorcycles, but also in music. For example, 3 concerts, Vasco Rossi, Pearl Jam, and Cremonini. These are 3 concerts that are going to be held in here this year. Apart from that, we have very nice structures, very nice facilities, and we are very proud of them, of course. So yes, as you said, this is a focal point for this city. As you said, the tower really is an icon for the circuit. And anybody talking about the circuit would talk about the tower, which today is the Aruba tower. So that's why this moment is so important for us. Yeah, and I must say that before, the tower was somehow separate from the circuit, whereas now with the Aruba colors, it's much more integrated into the circuit. Yeah, and it's also impressive and very nice. And of course, we look forward to coming to these concerts that you mentioned and to coming to the Imola round, of course, of the championship. So thank you, President. And Stefano stays with me instead, because I'd like to go into more details of the past season, of 2019 season.
d'applauso.
A round of applause, please, for the last season. Now, Stefano, this season really made us dream a lot. So I'd like you to give us some feedback, some insights on the past season and expectations for the upcoming one. Well, that's not easy because the last season was somehow shocking for us. I mean that we started with the best expectations. We knew that we had a very high-performing bike. Even though we had had some changes inside the team, we had a rookie before. He did not know some of the circuits, he did not know the tires. So we had great expectations, but we were somehow afraid as well. So at the beginning of the season, we didn't expect to win 11 races in a row. And on the other side, we expected to suffer less in terms of the relationship with Chaz, because he had a very hard winter season. He wasn't in the perfect physical condition for the tests. But then, of course, Laguna was a turning point for him. So on the one side, it was a very exciting season with many wins, as you know, but on the other side, we were somehow disappointed with the final result of the season. So it's a sweet and sour. So what about 2020? Well, 2020, I hope we'll win especially the last races, and we expect to have a different result. So let's leave the past at our back. Now, for 2020, we are optimistic. There are many changes on the bike. The development work never stopped. Of course, we start again with Chaz from where we left it. The winter tests went very well. Scott is a rookie, so he'll have to know some of the circuits better. But on the V4R, he was a winner, and he did great in the tests. So we are optimistic. Of course, all our rivals have improved as well, and the general level of the championship is very high. So maybe in the past it was enough with a few podiums to win the season, while now you really need to win all the races to win the championship. So we are raising the bar. I know you really like being on the stage. I know that, but anyway, I have to ask you to leave us. And of course, I thank you for being here. Another applause for Stefano Cecconi, please. And now I'll call to the floor the Chief Executive Officer of Ducati Motor Holding, Mr. Claudio Domenicali. A big applause for him as well. Welcome, Claudio. It's very nice to see you again. Hello, everybody. You get along very well, don't you? I mean, beyond motorbikes, it's a winning partnership, isn't it? Yes, it's working very well. We have a very special relationship between our companies, and also on a personal level. I think that Stefano is a great person. Aruba and Stefano in particular are symbols of a great country. This is what he's doing exactly with, precisely with Aruba. He's making his company grow a lot and advance a lot. So I think that Aruba and Stefano really deserve all they are having, all they are obtaining. Yeah, congratulations on that. And talking about pride, you are proud of your bikes. They are giving you great satisfaction also in terms of numbers, in terms of sales. Yeah, I've talked about that on the social media. I have my Twitter profile. It's a way for me to be in touch with fans. And this is just one example. What I'm saying is just one of the examples. I tweeted the lap time we had with the V4, and there were many feedbacks. And somebody replied saying that the chassis was not black and asked why. And then we explained that it was a V4 2019 and it had been modified in all the components that could be modified except for the color of the chassis. So we really like that kind of interaction with fans. And that's the beauty of it. On social media, you need to be transparent. You can't lie, of course. So that forces you to be as transparent as possible. And only this way you can build a direct relationship with your fans, because you must be accountable towards them. So that's the beauty in it. So you are very satisfied also as for the sales. Yes, these are the most demanded bikes at the moment on the market. We were very satisfied with the 2019 model, which was the base for the V4R. And for 2 years in a row, it had a very extraordinary result because it was the Super Sportiva most sold in the world with a 20% share. This pushes us to do even better. In 2020, we modified the motorbike, as we said, even though it derives many components from the V4R, the fairing, for example. So it's a virtuous circle, according to which we start with a V4, Panigale V4, and we develop that for the superbike, the engine, for example. So we take the V4R and we take it to the superbike. We learn many new things with the superbike, and then that helps us develop a new product, which is, for example, the S model, the renewed S model. This is what we like the most about superbike. Another question, what expectations do you have for the upcoming season? Well, unfortunately or fortunately, I haven't got used yet to watching races. Because, of course, I'm not only a spectator, but I'm the manager of the company, so I'm aware of all the work that's behind it, all the work of the technicians, the work of the team members. But, of course, I'm also a fan myself, so I think that we've got 2 great riders this year. The team has a great potential. Of course, we have very strong rivals. The winner, for example, of the past season was very resilient during the past season. So we must take that into account. He deserves our congratulations. Of course, he has a great bike too, but that's why we are preparing even with more care for the next season. And I think we will have great fun from the first race. Thank you, Claudio Domenicali. Good luck. And since you talked about the team job and the paddocks, I'd like to call on the floor the protagonists. So the General Director of Ducati Corse, Luigi Dalligna, and the Sports Director of Ducati Corse, Paolo Ciabatti, and the Team Manager of the Aruba.it Racing Ducati, Serafino Foti. Here's the mic. A big applause for them. So we're almost there. So we were talking about the big satisfaction we had last year, and the bike really convinced everybody. Everybody liked the bike. So we know there are always news as for the development of the bike. So what are you thinking to make it even more performing? Maybe you can't tell us everything, but at least a little part of it. Yes, of course. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. Well, first of all, it is important for us to start the season with a bike we already know. Last year, we had a brand new bike, whereas this year, we've known it for at least 1 year, and this is fundamental in Superbike, because the time you have over the weekends is very little. So from the free practice to the first race, you have very little time. So knowing how to make the right adjustments and the right settings to the bike is very important. Then we also made some changes. That's also true. According to the rules and regulations for the Superbike and all the constraints. So we changed something in terms of aerodynamics, which is one of the strengths of Ducati. They all envy us for our aerodynamics and aerodynamic performance. But this makes us even more proud of our innovation team. And I was saying that we made a few changes. Now we reduced the weight of the bike. Last year we hadn't succeeded in that. This year we did. We changed the aerodynamic performance of the bike, sticking to the constraints of the rules of Superbike. We made some minor change to the engine. Last year we had some problems with the regulations as for the engine. So this year we modified the torque curve. We made also changes to the chassis. The rear end is brand new, the swing arm, and also all the levers. So there are many, many modifications. The riders themselves liked and appreciated these changes over the first tests, and this is just as important for us. So we are ready to start. Okay, so we were talking about raising the bar with Stefano. Then we talked with Claudio about the rivals, Ray, Kawasaki. I ask you, Paolo, what do you expect from the upcoming season? Well, first of all, good morning, everybody. We expect to be the protagonists of the upcoming season. We think we have a great team with two very motivated riders. Chaz has been with us for 7 years now, and all our fans really love him. Last year, at the beginning of the season, due to some accidents he had during the winter season, it was a bit difficult. He had a hard time, but then after the win in Laguna Seca, he came back, and he kept on struggling. And then Scott, we really love him. He didn't have an easy career in MotoGP. Last year, he had great results. and Panigale won almost all the races. And Scott did something special. He won a championship on very special circuits where usually older riders win, whereas he, as young as he is, succeeded in winning. So he's very strong. We think we have a strong team. Our ambition is to be protagonist in all the races and battling for the final title. So we talked about the riders, so I'd like to remind you that we will have them with us on the floor in a while. What are their strengths? This is my question now. Well, good morning, everybody. As for Chas, you all know his strengths by now. One of his strengths is the breaking point. And then he has 1 year now of experience with Panigale V4R. And he handed last year as one of the protagonists from Laguna Seca onwards. He really had a great season. He won 30 races in Superbike, 89 podiums, 33 fastest laps, and he was world champion 3 times. So now we hope he'll get to the title, to the final title. Now, talking about Scott, he's a very decisive person. One of his strengths are, for example, the cornering. Cornering is one of his strengths. And even though he's young, he's 27 years old, he was champion of Moto2 in 2013. He was deputy champion, and as you all know, last year he won the British Championship, and it was his first attempt. So he really feels like demonstrating and showing his strength this year. He is very motivated, and I'm sure that from the first race he will be one of the protagonists, the first race in Phillip Island. Thank you, Mr. Ciabatti, Mr. Foti, and Mr. Dalligna. Now, we've mentioned it already, this historic win.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chas Davies. Hello, Chas. Welcome. Good morning. Welcome again. I will force Davies to speak Italian. I'm sorry, Chas. We have been talking about a historic victory, because maybe this victory will be one of the last ones in such an important track as Laguna Seca. What are your memories? Well, that day was amazing. It was my first win in 2019. And unfortunately, it was also the last one. But when you win in Laguna Seca, everything is special. There are special colors. It is as if I won in Imola, and because that is a special racetrack. It's always good to win a race in Laguna Seca. I'm sorry, I beg your pardon for my Italian because I spent so much time in Andorra. Well, he's very good when speaking Italian. So please stay here, don't hop off the stage, because we are now calling on the stage your teammate, and we are going to talk again about victories.
It's Redding who becomes the 50th race winner. celebrating becoming the 2019 Bennett's British Superbike champion.
Un grande applauso.
A big round of applause for the championship of British Superbike, Scott Redding.
Hi Scott. Con te, no way, you don't speak in Italian, ma in questa stagione lo facciamo parlare italiano, vero?
But in this season he will have to learn Italian.
Guys, I will not be speaking Italian today.
No, it's okay, it's okay. So, how are you? What about this new team?
Yeah, since I arrived at Aruba Ducati, I feel very welcomed, very happy, very relaxed, which is very important. I get along with all the team, also my teammate, which is very important for a team to have a good connection. I know we've had a lot of smiles already in the first test that we did, and I couldn't think of a better place to be right now.
Oh, lui dice che si è trovato molto bene, è stato accolto molto bene.
He's saying that he really gets on well with the team and with the teammate, and that is having a good relationship with the team and with the teammate is fundamental. So we are almost there. We are almost there, and we are about to live this special moment you were waiting for. So we are almost there, and we will do the unveiling of the bikes.
Davvero ancora un applauso a questi due.
Another applause for these two riders and for the bikes and for the team as well, and an applause for the Aruba.it Racing Ducati. We are about to start with this new season 2020, so I would like to call everybody on the stage. Let's stay here together, so to say everybody, to say the whole world that this is an exclusive team. I would like to Marco Zambenedetti to join me on the stage. He is the technical coordinator of Ducati Corse Superbike. Piero Guidi, he is responsible for the sponsorship of this team. Daniele Casolari, he is the team owner of Teal Racing. And also Luigi Dalligna, Paolo Ciabatti, Stefano Cecconi, Serafino Foti and Claudio Domenicali. Okay, now that you are here with me, I would like to ask a couple of questions to the riders, if we have time.
You were very fast in the test. What's your feeling with the bike, Scott?
Yeah, the test went really well for us. I was really happy to get back on the bike. And I felt very good already from the offset. You know, the guys worked very well to give me a good package already. And it's always good to start the season with a good feeling when you get with the bike. It's the most important. So I feel very relaxed. I feel confident in my bike and the team. And I think we have a good chance to have a very good season this year.
Il feeling è ottimo con la squadra.
Yeah, the feeling is excellent with the team and for sure also with the bike. It is crucial if you're starting the season in the best way possible, with feeling both with the bike and with the team. You, Chaz, started last year's season with an injury, so your season was compromised. So how are you restarting this year? This year will be much different compared to last year because, physically speaking, I am 100% in shape, and this is crucial. It is fundamental if you want to start the season in the best way possible. And about the bike, I think that thanks to the team principal and all the technicians and mechanics, we did a wonderful job in Bologna in order to set up and to fine-tune the bike. Both the mechanics, both the guys here and I did a wonderful job when it comes to the engine and also when it comes to the chassis. So I really trust in the fact that I can do a wonderful season. Congratulations. Have you taken the ritual pictures? I now leave the floor to you, Claudio, to close this event, but I would like to have a photo, to have a picture with you guys in the center. A big round of applause for this team, Aruba.it Racing Ducati. Well, this final comment, I think, is quite easy. We have two very good, very strong riders. The two bikes are prepared to make us live a wonderful season. All the supporters are following us from home, so we just have to wish good luck to these two guys, to these two riders. We are going to be with you on the bike, so full throttles always. Thank you. Congratulations and thanks everybody. I avoided, I saved you the final greeting, and thank you very much for being here. Thanks for following us in live streaming, and I wish you the best for the next season.
Grazie.
Thanks again. Are you okay with the pictures?